Commission on Utilities. It's a reconvening of the meeting that was started last Wednesday, the 24th, I'm sorry, 24th. So though, for the record, those present are myself, Commissioner Lemchaco, Commissioner Santos. Commissioner Sanchez is going to be joining us online and will still be trying to make it into the meeting. And Commissioner Peter Roy Martinez is excused. First up is no, not yet. That's going to be the first thing. Motion to approve the minutes. Second. Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, opposed nay. Motion carries with 3 affirmative votes. Okay, next up on the agenda is the GWA and GPA, well, let's take the GPA resolution first, if you don't mind. For the pay migration, it's resolution 18-FY 2024. Oh no, I'm sorry, no, it's, okay. It's, okay, yeah, sorry. It's GPA resolution FY 2024-07. And it's the pay migration. We discussed this in the working session. And we did receive correspondence from Mr. Mike Carlson calling into question certain issues. And I've referred that to our 2 attorneys, Marianne and Teresa. And so I'm proposing that we table this resolution to the May meeting. Have a motion to table that?
Motion to table resolution, GPA resolution FY 2024-07 and GWA resolution number 18 FY 2024 to the May work session, Mr. Chairman?
May meeting. To the
Right at the bottom?
Yeah, that's
Work session or May regular meeting?
the regular meeting. Regular meeting, May 28th. Yes.
Second.
Second. No further discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, opposed, nay. Motion, yes.
Sorry, just to correct the resolution number for GWA, it's 07 FY 2024. The first one, not the third one. It's not 18 FY 2024.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
07.
07.
Okay.
Okay. And did we vote?
Yes.
Yes, we did. Okay. So, John, if you want to stick around, you're more than welcome.
No, just quick,
Sure. Oh, you want to give us an update?
Yeah, Mr. Chair,
Sure.
GPWA CT is on the line and good for 16 megawatts.
Okay.
We're waiting for the hot section to part of the turbine to repair that to bring it up to 20, and that should be in around the middle of May.
Okay.
Take us 5 days, but again, we have 16 megawatts on the line. And put another unit, Talapopo diesel number 2. Another 4 megawatts on there, so there's our 20 that at least are on as of April. Work is progressing in the 20 megawatt temporary power. They've evacuated the site. They're cleaning the site now, and then turnover for construction by Greco. We continue to work on the other units. And as anticipated, the load is starting to go up, and it's our peak demand on a Saturday in April is 248. No, so we're going to expect 260 or so this year. But our base loads are running well, and so as long as everyone's running,
Knock on wood.
we're in good
Yeah.
shape. So that's all. Unless you have any other questions, Mr. Chair.
Commissioner Santos.
Can you just brief the board on what was the deal we entered in with Chamorro Trust and the leasing of the property?
We're leasing it for 3 years for storage, and we're storing it
Price?
about $3,000 a month. Yeah, and it's really kind of almost like either that or an in-kind services where they pick an area that they need power, and then
You
we
extend the power.
use just our regular estimate and everything, and we put it in for them. So that's their choice. That way they can use that money. Again, that's really up to them to expand to areas where there are no power and that are what you call it, renters that can get power, because it is quite expensive to stretch a line extension. No?
Go ahead.
So,
And then also, can you just update us on the status of the streetlights? Because we're still getting questions as
yeah.
to the,
The issue with the streetlights is the wire.
now it's wired.
Yeah, it's always been like the wire. We have the lights now, but it's the wire, and we were expecting 30,000 feet by the end of this month, which is tomorrow. No, so if it's all here, then we already have a plan to go out there and use all of that 30,000 feet of wire. No, put on, and that's basically mainly on the main roads.
Okay,
So we're like
Commissioner
close.
Chavez,
Yeah, I just in regards to the Agreco units, has there been any update on the mobilization timeline?
No, not yet. All we know is it's July 10, and we're working for an earlier completion. No? Once I get more, I don't know yet when the engines are going to be here in Guam. But what nowadays do, we have to, where we pull out all the engines, we have to go in and clean up everything, make sure that there's no environmental issue. Then we turn it over, and then they do all their digging and preparing for it. So I anticipate, I don't have the time yet, but I anticipate within 1 month the units, no, should be here sometime in maybe in May for sure. The generators are here. But everyone's working real hard to get it on. That's all. And we are working on the other diesel units, Tenjo and others, so we can get more capacity ready.
Okay.
Sir?
Any other questions for
There's only
John?
been very little load shedding since
Yes.
December. Very little at all.
No,
So
we've been fortunate.
yeah,
Yeah.
so just knock on wood.
Okay. Any other questions for John?
Just one
Yeah.
comment with regard to the CLTC, if you are going to provide in-kind services, perhaps you can coordinate with where we're upgrading infrastructure in the Atacao area. There's lots of CLTC lots there that
Wow.
might benefit from both the water and sewer and.
By having both power and
Yeah.
water, right? Yeah.
Just a thought.
We'll coordinate it.
Cal, I don't believe that that area was one of the areas that CLTC identified.
They gave us a list. that
They may not be
Oh, well.
thinking coordinatedly,
Yeah.
so just a
That's
thought.
correct.
We'll send it to them.
Yeah, share the list. Okay.
Mr. Chair, thank you.
Thank you very much, GPA. Stay with GWA. Okay. Hold on, get that before, let me ask. Okay, Marianne, can you remind you and Teresa that we don't expect you to give us a report on the meeting on May 28th. We expect the report earlier. Like, huh? Yes,
Okay.
yeah, give us that,
Either work session.
because it's probably gonna mirror the two, we hope. Okay? Okay, good. You're up. Go.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We have two resolutions requiring your action tonight. The first is Resolution 15-FY 2024. And in this resolution, we are seeking approval of a design services contract for enhancements to the Northern District wastewater treatment plant. This would be the installation of a new receiving station for fats, oil, and grease for us to process in the existing ATAD system that was put in when we upgraded the plant. At that time, we did not have the funding to do the design or the construction of this, so we are seeking to take care of that right now. And since we are working on the solids handling system, we will also be taking the opportunity to provide some electrical hardening that we probably would have helped us during the post-Memorial period. Backup generator for the solids treatment system, and some pilot testing to improve and reduce our use of polymers in the solids handling system. So this contract was negotiated with the most qualified offer, and we got them down to 1.43 million, and we're seeking a 5% contingency of 71,000 for a total authorized amount of 1.502 million. We anticipate we can complete the design by the end of this calendar year and then proceed with the procurement of construction. The funding source for this is all US EPA grants.
This is, go ahead.
A motion to accept resolution 15-FY 2024.
Approved. Second? Okay, any questions? I just have one, go ahead. No, just one short question. Does this require you to go to the PUC, the amount?
No, I don't think so because it's grant funded.
Because it's grant, okay, no problem, that was it. Okay, questions?
Mr.
Commissioner
Chair,
Tupper.
one of the conferences I was at last week was for the, or actually 2 weeks ago, was for this Design Build Institute, in which they talked about the benefits and the downside of design build as opposed to design bid build. I know this has already been out there for procurement, Miguel, so it's, this is obviously a resolution to award it. And you and I briefly spoke about the difference between design bid build and design build. And one of the things that I recall, in the last couple of years was just, a lot of questions arising from change orders, right? That have come from, one contractor doing the design, and then of course it goes out to bid, and when the practitioners, the constructors go into construct it, right? They run into issues that is it would it be better to build it a certain way other than the design, right? So just a question as to with the new consent decree and the CIP projects coming up, is do you see yourself pursuing more design build, and what has your experience been with it, and from a collaboration standpoint from this conference, it seems like there's some benefit to it, but
So I agree there are benefits with it, and we have used that delivery method before. If you recall, the Northern Sewer Interceptor project, that was designed up to the 30% for bridging documents, and then we put it out for design build. That project, we did it primarily to ensure that the CIPP contractor, because it was so specialized, that they had an opportunity to weigh in on the design side to see how much money we could save, if we could save any, because we were concerned about overrunning the budget. So we utilized that, and it was also there was also time constraints on getting the project done for the military buildup. And the result of that process was that we completed the project ahead of schedule and $5 million under budget. So we do see the value in it. We have taken advantage of that in prior projects, and we do definitely plan to have design build as a delivery method for some of the work that we're undertaking as part of the partial consent decree.
okay. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly kind of the feedback, I receiving from both owners and practitioners at the conference. Obviously there's the exceptions to that, when it goes different. But it was more like everybody identifies the risk and they accept the risk. So you kind of take the hedging and out of the risk side of it, right? So that you can price it properly. And it was just really interesting, to see it. And most of all the feedback was that the projects came in ahead of schedule, and there were savings, or at least they were within, a tight margin of what they budgeted. So it's something that we should consider with the new consent decree, CIP.
It's a good method. It's a good method. The designer and the contractor are partners. So they're in the deal together to deliver it, and
There's no finger pointing.
no finger pointing, because they're in the deal. They can't. Yeah. They're in the deal together. So, they can't say, well, your design sucks. But I'm sorry.
I'd like to talk about mine, but I guess the question is, if you're talking about, are there large enough contractors on the ground to do?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think
that's
so.
I mean, I kind of know who they are, but typically they.
And that was one of the things, it's just like, do you have do these contractors have the qualifications to do this, right? And the other side of it was, are we as owners, or GWA as owners, are they attractive to these practitioners, right? Because it's really a matter of making sure that it's not a kind of like a fight, right? It's you're working collaboratively to, you know, improve the schedule and to come up with something that's, you know, on budget. So, but yeah, I mean, some of these contract practitioners there, they're big names, you know. And some of them are on Guam. Some of them are on
Well,
Guam. So.
the most important thing I think is some of these projects are really unique. You know, maybe the designers we have on island, maybe not as experienced. So sometimes when you have these partnerships that come in, that's why they can do it faster and under budget because they're used to it.
Do you write an RFP in that fashion?
It's when we do the design build, it's typically a multi-step procurement where we confirm qualifications first of both the contractor and the design team, and then sealed bids after that.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's interesting.
good idea. What's next?
We need to vote.
Yeah. Any further discussion? No? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. The last one you have.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The last resolution is 18-FY 2024, and this is seeking approval of additional funding for our indefinite quantity contract for submersible pumps and motors for GWA's deep wells. And we have, as previously mentioned in reports to the commission, we have had, we've used a lot of inventory of our pumps and motors in responding to issues since MOAR. And we do have a procurement that's pending award for a new IDIQ contract, but because of the timing, we are seeking some additional funding to do an order before the current contract expires at the end of May, I believe. So we're seeking an additional $400,000 in authorization on this existing contract, which would bring the total authorized funding amount to $3.69 million. That's a round number, so we may not use all of that 400,000, but that's the amount we're seeking currently just to replenish inventory of pumps and motors under the existing contract. We would place the order in May, and then the pumps and motors would be delivered thereafter. This would be funded using IFCIP or revenue funding. And as I mentioned, we do anticipate placing the orders before the end of next month.
Motion to approve and accept 18-FY 2024.
Any further discussion? No. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Okay,
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
we're done with the regular business.
We're done with the regular
Do you have
business.
anything you need to update us on? No. We have an executive session.
We do.
Okay.
Motion to go into executive session?
Yeah, motion to go into executive session. So moved.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was issued on the 18th, and the letter from council is in the...
Okay, so motion to go into executive session. Second. Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. A brief recess. session. Commissioners, does anybody want to make a motion? Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, in executive session, we discussed litigation. So, I move that we authorize management to proceed with litigation as discussed in executive session.
Second.
That's sufficient?
Okay, no
That's it.
further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries with 4 aye votes and 1 excuse. Okay? Is there, move to adjourn? Second?
Second.
Second, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned.
How you feeling?